He was becoming a rising political star and an unlikely darling of the fashion world.
What did GQ call you? They said you were a fashion god or something?
His wife of 15 years, Giselle.
American taste god. And then the New York Times, I found out that I was one of the most fashionable or something.
That's right. Along with Beyoncé and Brad Pitt, Fetterman was one of the paper's most stylish people of 2022.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here, and we've got to talk a little textbook media bias, and it's all very simple to understand. Look at 60 Minutes. I put out a video a little bit earlier. Go back and watch it. It's about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her interview with Lesley Stahl and how aggressive Lesley Stahl was with her to the point of being really mean. I mean, let's just be real about it. And there were other members of the media who were just upset that Lesley Stahl would dare interview Marjorie Taylor Greene as if there was some sort of puff piece done. Well, after I watched that, I heard about the John Fetterman interview, and holy cow, let's take a look at these two things side by side. Just let's look at how the interview with Lesley Stahl started for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We looked up some words that have been said about you.
Okay.
Crazy, Q clown, Looney Tune, unhinged, moron, pretty ugly stuff.
Looks like the average troll in my Twitter feed, so I don't really care.
You're used to it.
So I don't let name calling bother me or offend me.
Okay, so that's pretty rough, right? Okay, I don't know why anyone would be upset that that interview took place. She was being rather rude to her from the very beginning and calling her a bunch of names. But John Fetterman was also interviewed. And my lord, to say that this was a quite different interview from CBS and 60 Minutes is a bit of an understatement. They tried to paint him as sympathetically as they possibly could, and then lied to their viewers and pretended that he was some sort of fashion icon, and their justification for that was all the other members of the media who pretended he was some sort of fashion icon and not just a giant slob. The rest of the interview focused on, of course, his struggles with mental health and things of that nature. Very little policy stuff because John Fetterman isn't of sound mind right now. But that doesn't matter. John Fetterman's a Democrat, and damn, Democrats got it good. So good that, as Jesse Waters is about to point out here on Fox News, that wearing a hoodie and being a Democrat might just be qualifications to be president of the United States. After all, look at Joe Biden.
It's almost like his body was rejecting his Senate office like it was a bad organ. Now, most people would watch this interview and say, wow, this poor guy needs to take some time for himself. If he was struggling to eat a plate of food, how is he capable of serving in the Senate? But not CBS. They listened to Fetterman and thought, maybe this guy should be president someday.
Your trajectory from mayor to lieutenant governor, United States senator, was still pointing up. At 53 in politics, that's a young man. Can you have aspirations? Can you serve beyond the United States Senate?
You know, my aspiration is to take my son to the restaurant that we were supposed to go during his birthday, but couldn't because I had to check myself in for depression.
The guy just wants to get better and be there for his kids. But instead, Democrats are forcing him into office so they can push him around and get stuff done. It's wrong, and it's a little hard to watch.
Now, I watched some of this, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, yeah, they could push this guy to the presidency. Joe Biden's out of his mind. This guy clearly has some issues, mental health issues, as well as physical health issues, and they think he might be a good, sympathetic person to push for president of the United States. Why? Well, he makes a good victim. If you criticize him, you're attacking the disabled. That's how they framed this entire thing. That as if it was mean to point out that he clearly can't do his job, as if it's cruel to say that John Fetterman should not be a United States senator, but those are the facts. So again, look at these two interviews done by the same organization and ask yourself if any fair-minded person watching them would go, oh yeah, this is a legit news organization. The answer to that is no. The media and their Democrats play these games all the time. It's just rather amazing how brazen they are sometimes.